Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska, and my name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. If you shop online at places like Amazon Haul, TEMU, or Shein, you might notice some higher prices. That's because those de minimis tariff exemptions for Chinese imports have ended. It's probably been keeping the total in your online shopping cart down, even as the U.S.-China trade war heats up. Amy Kiley has more on the change.
Even very, very cheap items are now being tariffed.
The era of Americans buying ultra-cheap products from China might be waning. As of this morning, a tariff loophole is closed for Chinese imports worth $800 or less. That's due to executive action from President Donald Trump last month.
It's a big scam going on against our country.
Here are the new tariffs for Chinese imports in the affected price range. An item sent via the postal system carries a 120% duty or a $100 fee. On June 1st, the flat cost option rises to $200. An item shipped another way likely faces Trump's 145% tariff hike.
Maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, you know? And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally.
Chinese e-commerce giants Shein and TEMU say they raised prices a week ago to prepare for the loophole's end. TEMU's website uses the label local warehouse for items it says aren't subject to duties. Amazon says it considered showing how tariffs affect prices on its low-cost Amazon Haul site. After a clash with the White House, it's backing off that idea, but not backing off potential price hikes.
When you have a low margin business, you don't have as much wiggle room to deal with tariffs, and you have to pass that on to consumers more.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Closer to home, a stalled medical marijuana regulation bill may soon be getting another shot in the Nebraska legislature. An amended version of LB 677, which would establish regulations for voter-approved medical marijuana, advanced out of the General Affairs Committee on Thursday. The bill stalled in that committee just 2 weeks ago. Some compromises have moved the bill on to the next stage. One would allow marijuana flowers to be consumed, but only if they're vaporized, not smoked. Another change removed PTSD from the list of qualifying conditions for medical marijuana prescriptions. All this as senators on the General Affairs Committee will be holding public hearings on the bill Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in Omaha, La Vista, and Lincoln. Nebraska's Attorney General warning residents about a recent surge in romance scams and cryptocurrency-based fraud. AG Mike Hilgers said this week his office has received multiple reports of people losing six-figure sums in scams. Nebraskans are being encouraged by scammers to make investments in trading platforms and apps that are fake. The victims are strung along with fake bank statements and, in some cases, online romances with the scammers. The bottom line, the Attorney General says don't send money to someone online that you've never met in person. Anyone who's been the victim of a scam should report it to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. This spring, Columbus Community Hospital breaking ground on a new cancer center, a state-of-the-art facility that hospital officials say will bring advanced treatments and cutting-edge tech to Columbus. Hanky Hazelton has more.
Columbus Community Hospital's new cancer center, being built in 2026, will help provide their patients with seamless services, especially with some of their new technology known as Variant True Beam Linear Accelerator.
It has abilities to treat a wider range of cancers that we currently have most of the ability to do, but we're somewhat limited. So we'll be able to treat patients quicker, more comfortably, and also treat a wider range so people who want to stay in this community are able to do so.
One of the greatest impacts for our patients will be decreasing their travel time, their time on the road, going in for their infusions, going in for their radiation treatments, and having the capability of having all of those services here in Columbus and not having to spend an hour or two on the road to travel for some of those will be tremendous.
A massive project like this, lying across thousands of square feet, is going to take a lot of work because the new building will be adjoined to the existing one, allowing patients and staff to move back as they need to get back freely. But in order to do that, they will need to move this helipad to the north side first.
And once we have that in place and operational, that's going to allow us to start the actual dirt work and construction with
the Cancer Center.
To see a state-of-the-art facility built properly, it takes a helping hand from 3 different funding sources willing to donate and come together as one.
The Meade family, our foundation, and the Columbus Community Hospital, through our investments, were able to fund this project in full. Approximately 26,500 square foot cancer center, approximately $25 million in construction costs, and another $7 million of equipment to fully get this project off the ground.
For those similar communities hoping to follow in the footsteps of Columbus Community Hospital's vision, Corey Fulner said, "It's all about showing up for those around you."
Just keep fostering those relationships, and you just never know when something is going to prompt someone to want to give out of their heart and give back to the community that they're so grateful for.
Reporting in Columbus, Hanky Hazelton, News Channel, Nebraska.
When the next severe weather event happens, don't get caught in the dark. Power your kitchen, HVAC, and communication systems with a Jackery solar-capable generator. Just click on our YouTube affiliate shopping tab and you're on your way.
Several counties in central Nebraska teaming up for an annual fundraising event that saw over $1 million donated to local communities last year. Peter Rice has more.
Go Big Give is in its 12th year, uniting the greater Grand Island area in a powerful 24-hour giving event supporting nonprofits across Hall, Hamilton, Howard, and Merritt counties. Spearheaded by the Heartland United Way and Greater Grand Island Community Foundation, the initiative helps 167 local nonprofits raise funds in order to support programs ranging from food security to housing to animal rescue and more. That's the most participants the event has ever had.
That growth in our community, as new needs come about, new challenges arise, we have solutions or we have ways to make our community stronger. So that growth in itself is awesome.
The event not only boosts financial support, but also increases awareness for volunteer engagement for both new and established organizations alike. Officials say this year's goal is to raise over $1.5 million, with sponsors helping make the funds go even further than usual.
That's the fun part of participating as an organization is you may have just made a random donation and it's going to grow because of the sponsors that have helped us with prizes and those match pool funds. And so when you see those things come around, you're like, oh wow, I was able to give even added money thanks to the sponsors.
And in addition to the fundraising, organizers say the annual event is about building a stronger, more connected region, one gift at a time. From Grand Island, Peter Rice, News Channel, Nebraska.
It was once the hub of news in downtown Kearney. Now it's transforming to something else. The former Kearney Hub building being converted into several different tenants. A new church will be housed within the confines, previously pumping out newspapers. An investment group also taking up a portion of the building. Other businesses will be announced after they come to an agreement with the owners of the building. It's located directly to the south of Kearney City Hall and at the southeast of the Volunteer Fire Department building on the bricks. And many would say the best way to learn how to do something is to go out and do it. And that's what a journalism class in southeast Nebraska is doing when it comes to radio. Jake Bartecki has more.
A radio station in southeast Nebraska is combining two valuables in experience and education. Behind me, 3 high school students hosting a radio show live on KWBE radio in Nebraska. But this isn't a job, this is part of a class. Beatrice High School partnering with KWBE radio for a weekly high school radio show.
This is a program that KWBE and the BEHS administration talked about a few months ago about the idea of giving our students the opportunity to learn about radio, learn about journalism, getting on the radio and talking on the air and putting together a script and putting together a program, doing interviews, and so that's where we're at now.
Dave Needfelt is the program director for KWBE and lends a helping hand each week producing the show. But everything heard on air is up to the students.
Welcome to 1450 KWBE. I'm Addison Hawkins.
I'm Maya Martin.
And I'm Liberty Sikora. Today we are going to be hosting a half-an-hour show on behalf of Miss Glunn's 8th hour journalism class at Beatrice High School.
The idea for the program began when KWBE General Manager Brad Ochtmeyer heard of a similar program from an Omaha school district at a broadcasting convention. After conversations with BHS, the program was off and running. Journalism and English teacher Catherine Glenn says students' preparation for the show, even before the usual script construction and lining up of interviews, began well before the microphone was first turned on.
We took the opportunity to listen to KWBE in class, and I think a lot of students, they'll listen to music, but a lot of them don't listen to radio stations as much anymore, and so I think that was fun for them and educational for them to listen to our local station.
On Friday, girls varsity tennis is playing at the Crete Invitational, which is held at Doane College.
The show consists of typical radio duties like transitioning in and out of songs, selecting songs to play, and also includes a weekly interview segment each week. Needfeld says these types of opportunities are important for the station to strengthen their community ties.
The idea of letting these students come in now and talk about the activities that they're involved in at the school, talk about the successes that are happening at the high school right now. I love the idea. I'm excited about it. I think there's a lot of potential for this program down the road.
Every time someone goes on air for the first time, there's sure to be some butterflies. Needfeld says students are brought in about 15 minutes ahead of showtime to adjust to the studio and get familiar with the microphone and the setup. But after the magic button has gotten pressed, things have gone well.
They've done really well. Now, anytime you put a microphone in front of somebody, obviously a lot of folks get nervous, whether you're a student or whether you're an adult. Everybody gets nervous when it comes to public speaking. But these students have done really, really well.
Through the show, students are getting valuable hands-on experience outside of the classroom.
On Monday, May 5th, the Beatrice Band, directed by Miss Carter, will be performing their last concert.
Something Glenn says is crucial.
And everyone is welcome to attend.
And I think when you make education more relevant to students and they can see how they can use what they learn in the classroom outside of in the real world, I think it's super important.
2 more episodes of the BHS radio show can be heard at 3:30 the next 2 Wednesdays in May. In Beatrice, Jake Bartecki, News Channel Nebraska.
And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com and click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.